I don't know how it is. I'm using my laptop. I hope the wind is okay. Um, Today has been 4 years. 4 years that I have had a kidney transplant, and I'll give you guys brief rants about that, and then I'm going to answer some questions. So, if interested, if you want to know the backstory, I have all the videos in my health playlist. If you're really interested, you can go. Somebody asked me, how is it talking about it? Because I talked about it in groups, and it's like different. Each time I talk about it, it's different. One day is no problem, and then another time there's emotions of going back, and because the stuff that I dealt with is, you have to go to my health playlist and go all the way back, and you'll see the difference even in my physical appearance on how I was. My ranting is these days, what do I think about? I'm trying to remember some questions somebody asked me verbally. These days, what I think about, I'm not going in any order, but I remember not too long ago, I heard about this guy who got a pig kidney for a kidney transplant, and I was like, and so I'm always like keeping my alert on progression. My kidney on the average is supposed to last 10 to 15 years, but it's a young kidney, but there's some other stuff that's involved with the kidney. I had a rejection once. Did I feel anything? No, not at all. It was just the numbers. I had a lot of white blood cells, and it's been fine ever since. This was like 2 years ago. The guy who got the pig kidney transplant, I was told died. So I was out the country when the guy got the transplant, and when I got to the country, I was told he died. So I was like, damn. I at the time, like 2 or 3 years ago, I was looking at the artificial kidney, which I'm always looking at the stuff. And does that mean I'm scared or I'm fearful? No, it does not. A family member was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just searching to see if there's any progression and such and such." And she was like, "You got to stop worrying about that." And it's not that I'm worried, I'm just being prepared, So it's not that I am worried, but I'm not just sitting here like, okay, it'll last however it lasts. And why I don't fear, an example of me not fearing it, because I know that there's a reason that I am here on earth. I know that there's a reason. And the things that I have been through in the past 5-6 years, since I've gotten a kidney, so past 4 years, the things that I have gone through just with the new kidney, I don't think an average person with their own kidneys can handle the things that I have been through. So I know that there is a purpose for me here. So that's why there's not much fear. But I'm not going to just sit and rely on like, okay, I'll just sit back. Lord, you take me. He's like, no, you got to do some work too, man. And so I'm always keeping my eyes and ears peeled and open for any updates. It's not that I'm worried about anything like this. Okay, that was a question that I'm kind of answering, but part of my rant also. The other thing I thought about was I don't know. I don't want to read the questions to distract me. The other thing I thought about was I always think about when it all happened, when it all started. You have to go to my playlist, my health playlist. How did I get a kidney transplant? And among others. And there is a video. If you're really good, you can find it. How it all started before the kidney transplant. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put any links. Hold on, there's a plane coming. Hold on. I also keep a close eye for whatever reason, because that's all I kept hearing before I got the transplant. Is like, Selena Gomez has a transplant, and I heard that Nick Cannon, and then also Stevie Wonder. So I keep a close eye, really, on Selena because we kind of were going through the things at the same time. Um, Whenever she talks about it, I kind of try to listen for anything. And I always think about when it all, what the transition, because I got the kidney within 16 hours, something like that, which is not normal. You have to go to my health playlist because to lessen the time. At that time, what stands out, and just looking back on it now, is just trusting my gut feeling, and my faith in God. My 2 days to live video explains it all. I knew that there was a reason, and then that's when COVID hit. You have to look at that video. I see things differently now. But everybody put that fear in. They was trying to, and I wish I could be this way all the time. The day that it was go time. It was time to get the transplant, and I remember traveling there. I already got, because I had a lot of meetings to go through. I had a lot of stuff to do in a short amount of time, and they all felt the need to tell me, don't get your hopes up, when before they kept saying you need to get a transplant. And now that I'm getting the transplant, it's happening, and now it was like, don't get your hopes up. And I mean, they quadruple checked the kidney, and because I felt some other reasons, like they didn't want to give me the kidney. And normally I can have anxiety, especially at that time when I was really freshly starting to work on myself. My anxiety was pretty high, but at that day I was pretty chill, especially when I saw the head doctor, who is one of the best doctors now. He's got a few of them, but this one, the brother doctor, you'll see that in the video. When I felt good when he came to me and said, I'm not gonna let nothing happen to you. And so I just felt like these were God's words, because then there was a different tone a few days later, or another time I came back, there was a different tone from him. So I felt like his voice was God saying, you with me? I'm with you, man. Because there had to have been 30, 40 nurses and doctors who said, don't get your hopes up. Somebody, part of staff, whoever these people were, some higher ups and all that, including like some head nurses and all, I'm saying, don't get your hopes up. It may not. And the more they kept saying it, it was like the more it was like, oh, this is about to happen. It's about to happen. They even delayed my transplant. And then the Michael Jackson. Those are the things that sticks out. It's funny because I was at a restaurant, and they had a Michael Jackson playlist going on, so it was taking me back to because I demanded. I said you won't touch me until there's some Michael Jackson playing. And they said, get this man some Michael Jackson. I'll never forget that. And then the Breathing in the Mask. Was it 2 or 3? I don't know. I wish, it was 2.5. I wish, to this day, I wish I had a full, because it was like, okay, breathe in the mask, Carlos. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what the world needs right here, man. He said, breathe again, man. Breathe it again. I was like, yeah. And I was like, man, I don't hear that Michael Jackson, man. Turn up, Michael Jackson. Turn it up. He says, come on, Carlos, breathe again. And then like, it was like, boom, I was out. I was gone. So I remember that. I saw orange. That's why I said orange is the new. If you watch the video, I said orange is the new black. Out of all the things that I've been through with the transplant, dialysis, I am a better man today. And there's good people and bad people who know that. I am going to speak spiritually also. I'm going to reveal everything because this is me. But I want to say to people who are going through it, you trust your gut feeling. You may hear no, or you may hear yes, and you. There was some good. There's some good and there's some bad. So don't lean back too much. Focus on your body. Focus on, and it may be 1 against 100. Wherever hospital I go to, it doesn't matter if it's in America or in Europe. Whatever hospital I have been to, they know who Carlos is. They know who I am, and that's a good thing and it's a bad thing. For whom, I don't know. For me, it's a good thing, but they all know who Carlos is, and there's respect. You got to talk to me a little different than you got to talk to this patient, but people can twist it. Don't let that twist turn you. Stay who you are. Be honest and humble with yourself. But then you have to also protect, because you're the one who's gonna have to protect yourself. If you look at the videos, you'll understand. Let me answer some questions, because I think that's it as far as my rant. But 5 years. I'm looking forward to 5 years, but 4 years have passed by so fast. And even working out, I gotta gain some weight a little bit more. Okay, let me answer some questions. Okay, first question. How did you feel when you first found out you needed a kidney transplant? I was pretty pissed off, because your kidneys can rejuvenate, and it was just taking a longer time, because I had got off of dialysis before, and then again, just in the toxic environment I was in, there was a lot of fighting I was in spiritually. Yeah, I was pretty, and then Long Beach. Oh, that's also another thing I didn't rant about. Long Beach dialysis. It wasn't DaVita. It was something else. I forgot that one. Renal. Maybe it was that one. Long Beach, and Upland Dialysis Center. That sticks out, because I feel like they've gotten away with attempted murder, and that's real talk, really. I know I'm laughing, but that's the hard part. Sometimes it's easy for me to talk about. Sometimes it's hard. And the rant that I forgot to say is, I called to try to do a lawsuit, and that was difficult. And then I just took, I couldn't, it was hard for me to talk about it. Something about it where it was silence, it was kind of noise, and hey Carlos, Carlos is really mainly one guy talking, but then there was other people like, hey Carlos, did you blah 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 and blah 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 blah. And I said, this stuff is all on video. It's all on video, so every step that I'm telling you, you can see on video. And I said, you could see these two ladies at the counter, kind of like discussing, I talked about that, and you got to go in the health playlist. And there's like Carlos, and it was like they like stopped me in the middle of the story, and they said, Carlos, we can't help you, and we're sorry for everything that happened to you. We're truly sorry for everything that happened. And then there was a woman that's like, try to call the federal state, something like that. I was like, why is that? We can't tell you why. We're sorry, we can't help you. I was like, and then I would do that again, call a place, and then like, it's like, you can, sometimes like, you can hear it's really silence, and it's just me talking, but I can hear the slightest thing, like, I can hear the, right? And I would say this stuff is all on video. So then what led up to the Upland one, the guy, they didn't have to bother me, because I knew what to do. So the Long Beach, they injected me with a lot of saline. My pressure went from 130 something to all the way to it was going to 270 something, and I was flagging another doctor to help me. They had doubled the saline they did something else. I just don't know the technical stuff that they did, but it was just rapidly going up. I kept looking at the number going up, 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 up. So they gave something. She came over there, did something, said it's all on video. And then in the Upland, they messed up my nephrons, the two cords in your kidney. Am I saying for 4 years? I don't know if I'm ever saying it right. The nephrons, you got two cords in your kidneys, and they burnt off. And I remember he had sucked me dry. And even the head nurse said, "Stop going below the dry weight. Stop doing that." And then it was too late. So that's what's on my mind. Okay, let me go to the next question. Sorry if you can't see me. Sorry if you can't see me. Something is right above me. But all you really need to do is hear me. And this is another thing that's on my mind. Whenever I feel like this is how I know that I'll reach out to people. When the wind starts blowing hard, if you looked at some of the past videos, the wind starts blowing hard, there's noise making. I feel there's something to keep me from saying what I have to say because it's deep stuff. And so that's how I know, like, oh, this is gonna, and then YouTube may send me a message or something like that, which it's okay because as long as it's on Rumble. Okay, next question. So, and there was some noise. They were working on back there. So, let me see. What was the process like leading up to your transplant surgery? Oh, look at how I got my kidney transplant. That will save some time. That you can watch that. That process. It's more fresh then than now. But simple. I'm spoiling the video, but I remember waking up and I'm laying on the side of my transplant. And I'm laying on there, and then I had looked at the wrong side, and I didn't see any scars or nothing. I said they didn't even do the operation. And I remember the crazy nurse. Oh, that's another thing. I did some crazy stuff in there. They had me doing some stupid stuff at the hospital, and I know there's no other patients that's doing what he was like, can you do us a favor? Can you come to the I don't know, 5th floor with us? Because the blah blah blah, and I had to act crazy or something like that. Because they thought that nobody needed to help me because no, he's good. So they were gonna take the nurses away from me and take him to like a guy. He's terrible. And like, please just like show that Carlos needs to be attended to. And so I did some stupid stuff. Yeah, and then so she was like, "You're crazy, man." And I said, "What you talking about?" I said, "What's up with my transplant?" She was like, "It was successful." What? Where is it? My ass? Where is it? She's like, "You're laying on it." I was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Oh, shit." So I remember that. How did the surgery and recovery go? Yeah, well, very smooth. What was the hardest part? Shit. It wasn't even excuse me. It wasn't even the transplant. The hardest part, you want to know what the hardest part was? They had the stent. They had a stent in mine, and the guy who got the other kidney, they had a stent in my my Yankee Doodle Dandy. They had a stent in there. I said, "You got a what in there?" He's like, "Yeah, we gotta take it out." What? Who told you to put it in there? I'm still reliving it. Oh, and then I could just see the crank. He's got the crank. We're gonna put this in there. It says shit. Okay, excuse me. I'm being fresh here. Okay, and then yeah, I said, "Oh God, took it out." Said, "Oh," and I'm still kind of frozen, like, "Oh." Right, and he was like, "Okay, we're all done, man." Oh shit, man. And he was like, "Man, you can get up, man." I was like, "No shit, help me up, man." So I remember that part. Yeah, so that was the hardest part. It wasn't even I had staples, but those came out pretty easy too. I was worried about that. It hurt. Yeah, I had to keep oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I remember taking the medicine every 4 or 5 hours, but after 2 hours it was really in pain. So I do remember that. Yeah. But that was it. Okay. Next one. I'm trying to keep it going because I know I'm talking. Uh, how has your life changed since receiving your kidney transplant? It's really spiritually it's changed, because I know people don't, you may not understand, but I know there's a reason for me to be here, and how long I'll be here I don't know, but there's a purpose, and I see it. I see things differently. I don't know what happened. Well, really, I think again it was before, it was the 2 days to live video. That sun is beaming on my head, man. I can't be in. That's another thing. I can't be in the sun. I'm doing this for you guys, so I really gotta. I'm sorry for. I'm sorry if I'm. I am sorry that I am talking fast, but I gotta get out the sun. Go in the shade. Did somebody say go in the shade? I don't want to sit in the grass though. Right now, I don't have the blanket or nothing. Okay, let me keep going. Oh, you know what's difficult though? I can't play the sports. I see basketball courts everywhere now. Yeah, I can't play the sports. I really can't go for the gusto like at the gym, because I can only lift, well, I can only lift 50 pounds. I mean, and then also some days with taking the medicine, some days like I can wake up, but there's something different. It's not just the normal exhaustion. It's just something different in my body, or something is just, sometimes I feel different, which I can never explain. So that part is difficult, especially. Oh, and the other part is people don't think anything is wrong. So then it adds on, extra layer, stuff like that. There's little knickknacks that because I can say, you know what, I gotta go, and like, what is wrong with him? Just stuff like that. Just like, that's why I look forward to van life. Hold on. What advice would you give to someone who is going through a similar experience? I may have to sit on that grass. Sorry, let me read this again. Sorry, I'm distracted. What advice would you give to someone who is going through a similar experience? Everybody's different, but I don't know. I would need to know what's going on. I don't know. Going through the similar experience with as far as the transplant. Stay away from the sugar, processed sugar. Stay away. Eat a lot of fruits. Oh well, hold off on the citrus. Be careful with the citrus. Look for herbal stuff like don't eat too much. Have a pattern on how you eat and what you eat. Even the stuff that says organic, make sure it's organic, because it may not be. A lot of vegetables. Yeah, and I cheat. That's how I'm able to cheat, I'm going to cheat. So today for you guys is the anniversary, a 4-year anniversary of kid, but it's actually for me tomorrow, and I plan on cheating. Also that's another thing. I feel like my birthday is April 27th. I'm laughing because family members always tease me saying that as a kid. My birthday is April 27th, but I really feel like my birthday is June 19th, even though that's Juneteenth. I feel like my birthday is June 19th because I feel like I was born again, Okay, next one. How do you plan to celebrate this milestone? Oh, yeah. I'm debating. I don't know. I mean, cause I'm working. If you saw, I got a van. I'm being patient, but I can't wait to do van life. So the celebration really, and just I got things more than I expected for the van, so I'm excited. Oh, wait a minute, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to work on the van. I'm going to meet the guy. We're going to start getting it together a little bit faster, a little bit more. Yeah, so that's a celebration for me. But I'm gonna have one of them go maybe get me some Cold Stone Creamery ice cream. You're not supposed to. I mean, you can, every now and then. It's been a long time since I've had. Oh no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. But yeah, that's how that chocolate chip cookies, and that's all I need. That's all I need to get by. Okay, hold on, I can't see my. Okay, can you see me? Can you see me now? I don't know. It's all right. Listen to me. What are you doing to keep your health in check? Kind of what I said. And it all depends on what I feel. Wow, I do it so normally now. I know I'm not going to say everything. I was very proud of myself. So, November, December of last year, I had pneumonia, and I was so worried. I did that video also. I was so worried about my creatinine in my kidney. I drink a lot of water. Sometimes I get up. It all depends. I get up and and not all the time, but I'll have a ginger shot with lemon. Not all the time with the lemon, but ginger shot. I tell you something else I do. To help clear me out, and I just know my body well. Whether like at the time when I got back from Europe, there was a something like I felt like a clog. It was just after the plane. Even that plane ride wasn't right because a Snickers bar was $8, so I didn't eat like I wanted to eat. And then with taking the medicine, I was a little worried. And then so I cleansed out. It was something, I don't know if it's just I don't know what that was. And so I also took sea moss, and I took that for like not all the time again, but like one day here. And then I took some mushrooms, like shit. How you say shit type? All the mushrooms I put that all together, and I'm good. So it's just stuff like that. But that was just me. It's just knowing my body also, and I try to do a cleansing and just a lot of water. So next one. I'm trying to keep going here. Will you be doing anything special tomorrow? Yeah, fixing the van. That's special to me. You know that, and then also I think I'm gonna get some Cold Stones. Maybe I might even do Jimmy John's. How about that? I'm addicted to Jimmy John's. And damn it, not the vegetable. I'm gonna get. I'm coming all the way back to California to have Italian sandwich maybe. All right. What are some of your limitations since the transplant? Yeah, I'm just. Sometimes my body is going through something because of the medicine, and so one moment I'm okay. I mean, this is just if you put in a magnifying glass. And I can't lift. I gotta be careful how I can lift, but I can't lift the way I used to. So yeah, I answer it. Okay, 2 more questions. How did your transplant experience change your perspective on life or your priorities? So what got me, half of what got me here was stress. And because I look better now, people say, okay, we can give it to him. Yeah, the stress was still there even like 2 to 3 months after. It was like he's because I was so focused on getting better, and my recuperation was really pretty fast. I left the country in 9 months, which just does not happen. That's just not normal. So I just did. I felt like I did things that is just not normal, but there was nothing that they could say, and they knew. They knew I was serious. There was nothing else that they could say. That I took everything seriously. That's another thing. Take it everything seriously. But then the problem was the stress, and because I looked better, it's like, and people don't understand fully know like this thing is delicate. It's a foreign organ, and it can, as it did, it can. So I was going through court, dealing with negativity around me. The doctors and even the social workers was like, "You're gonna have to leave," and it was like, "This might be a good thing for you to go," and yeah, because they were really concerned about that stress, and then the high blood pressure, all that stuff, comes into the kidney. So I'm very sensitive, like even the sun. I'm very sensitive on things which may come across, but I can't worry about that. It may rub somebody the wrong way because they taking it personal, but I'm looking out for myself now. I gotta go. My time is up. And then the last question, what are your hopes and goals for the future now that you've reached this milestone anniversary? To continue, I talk, I don't want to say everything right now, but I talk to people. I hope to still be an influence. I hope to give enough, because I know people see things differently, or I can help them see things differently, and if you choose so, because I just never forget the pharmacists who said, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know your kidneys can rejuvenate. They did tell you that." Yeah, I said, "No, they didn't tell me that." So I want to be that guy, because I looked at videos, and very rare did you see things that is never talked about, like the rejuvenation of the kidney. I did not know that. And then seeing this one guy, Dad Vice, who was at stage 4 or something like that, stage 4, stage 5, stage 4 maybe, chronic. He had chronic. I was acute kidney. All that stuff. I'm remembering everything. You have to go back to the health playlist. And my goal is to see. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to say earlier. I also saw in the news where this one guy is doing stem cell, but he's had his kidney for 3 years. I've had it for 4 years, and they're doing a stem cell where he doesn't have to take medicine. Where I got to take medicine for life. And he takes the same medicines as me, but now he hasn't been taking it. So far so good. So I'm keeping as much observation on him as I can, and my goal is to maybe find. I'm very curious to see if there's another way where I don't need the medicine, and that's another thing, because the medicine comes from the earth. I know there's another way. I know that there's another way, without the chemicals and the side effects and all that stuff, or if there's another transplant I can do where I'm good for however long I'm good for, All right, those are my thoughts on 4 years of me having a kidney transplant, and everything is good. 100. I'm good. As you see, I just finished working out, and everything is health. I am a little nervous being back in America. Europe is about to go through the same thing with GMOs, so that's the hard part. But right now, because of gaining weight, I'm just kind of ignoring some things, and then I'm hoping to maybe not fully go plant-based, but like eat meat once a week. Once I get to the Hercules that I know I can be, then I would like to go plant-based and like once a week have some type of meat or something like that. I don't know. Those are goals that I'm thinking. It's not set, but somewhere around there. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I will answer questions if you comment. Oh yeah, you know what? I get all these views. Can you like it? I'm over here pouring my heart out to you guys. like, subscribe, or notification bell, because some people say, man, I never saw this video. So hit the notification bell. A leaf fell. I'm scared of the leaves. Okay. Ciao.